and has a great program. And the shame of the deal is the kid that started the game. I thought he's special. I thought he has really good stuff, and it's just really unfortunate that he went down with an injury. I've been there, done that myself, and I pitched and had surgeries, and that's just a tough deal to go through, and be praying for him and hope that he's able to get back healthy and go. But I think that definitely hurt them, and because he's a go-to guy, and he could have shut down us, and if he was going good. So I think from an emotional standpoint, that might have deflated them a little bit, and it was just kind of unfortunate. And then we took advantage of some big hits and got some things going off their bullpen, and then we just tried to piece it together on the mound and the best we could and try to match up. And I think one of the biggest keys was they're late when Martoni comes in and gets a double play ball to stop some momentum. So feel good about it, and we're going to try to cool off, and we'll go get another one.
Questions?
Thank you.
Talk about Elder's at bat. He's the kind of the exception to that rule, righty versus lefty. He hits left-handers way better than right-handers. And when they made the pitching change, brought in a left-hander, you could see the confidence kind of in his swing there.
Yeah, you've been doing your homework, so
Yeah,
he hits lefties better than he hits righties. So when we got on deck, I said, hey, this is going to be a really good matchup for you. When he was on deck, I said, but he drops down. You haven't seen a sidearm lefty, so let's take the first pitch and then kind of get a good look at it, because he's going to struggle to throw his breaking ball for a strike. So we're just going to be sitting one pitch the whole time, and he has a chance to leave one up. So this is a good matchup for you, but just take the first one and then look for a ball that's elevated that you can drive, and that's off left-handers. That's what he's done all year. So it was, and Chris, to his credit, he got a ball up and he put the right swing on it and got it done.
Who's going for you against Dallas Baptist?
Mark Guest, the left-handed pitcher, Mark Guest. Yeah, he was one of our guys that were injured early. He had a bunch of starts for us last year. He had, before the season started, he had pulled his left pectoral muscle. Same thing with Johnson. He's still struggling with a hip flexor, who pitched today, and he's just kind of gutting it out. And Bryce Muller's been having shoulder trouble all year. So we've just staying together today, and Mark's just really starting to recover from his injury. So I'm hoping that he can give us a good start and get going, and hopefully he's throwing strikes and getting the ball in the zone early, and if that's the case, then we'll have a good chance, good opportunity.
Plan for this game, pieces together, pitching-wise?
Yeah, that just depends on Mark. I mean, he just being unhealthy for that long and not, being in the flow and the rhythm of the season, it's difficult. It's difficult. Joe Spring, he's another guy. He's not injured, but, Joe Spring's a conversion catcher. We converted him. He's a junior college catcher. We converted him to a pitcher, and he's really been a lifesaver coming out of the bullpen. But Mark hasn't been in that rhythm of the season and day in and day out. So, we're not knowing what we're going to expect. But if he's on, he could be very, very good. If he's on, he can be very, very difficult. So.
Do you have a plan for tomorrow? Do you have a big plan?
Yeah, no plan. We were going to do whatever we needed to do. I mean, Matt Rush pitched there, and he was shaky. But he just had 4 wisdom teeth pulled on Monday, Memorial Day. And he's been in pain for almost 2 weeks because he was in Sioux Falls, and when it first started happening. So he's been in pain for a long time. So he's still uncomfortable and a little weak. But I needed to get him in there to get his blood flowing a little bit, and hopefully he just starts feeling a little bit better each day.
Two more questions.
Tomorrow's too early to say. We'll do whatever we got to do to win today, and then because if we don't win today, there is no tomorrow. So
Alex, tomorrow at all?
Today maybe if we need him.
Anything else, guys?
Coach, after the last 2 wins, just talk about the momentum and where your team's
Again, I think we're starting to play better just because of the fact that we're getting healthier. We're not, none of them are 100%, but they're 80%, and they're gutting it out. And I think a lot of that has to do with your team chemistry makeup. When you see multiple guys gutting it out, it kind of guys feed off of that. So everybody knows they don't have their A game, but they're just gutting it out and making it happen. And I think you can rally around that. So I think some of our guys are definitely feeding off that energy.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Losing Kyle early, really didn't set us back that much other than just emotionally. I mean, I think anytime you lose a teammate like that in that fashion, and we all love Kyle like we love every other player, you got to recover from that a little bit emotionally. But I felt like our guys did a good job. I thought we had good at-bats. We certainly did not, made some mistakes on the bases there in the beginning or the middle innings that, cost us. But honestly, we were on fumes there at the end. And, Oral Roberts did a good job. They made just enough pitches, made enough plays, and got certainly the grand slam. The big was something that took the wind out of our sails. So, this is a disappointing finish to a season. It's interesting. You go 43-19 and set a school record for attendance, host a regional, and play in the top 12. You're ranked in the top 12 of the country for most of the year, and everybody's really disappointed, and that's fine. And that's we've always wanted to create high expectation here, and if you fall short of Omaha, everybody is upset about it. But 43-19 is pretty good, and there's a lot of clubs out there that would like to be where we are, but that's not what we want to think about this time of the year. Right after, within 30 minutes of losing, ending the season.
Question: I was told before the Grand Slam that the elder number 12 hits better as a left-hander. It's better against lefties than against righties. Did you have that information? And were you, like significantly better, like 358 to 355
Really?
or something? Yeah.
Well, I wish Coach Walton would have told me that, and I wish Elder would have told me. But this ain't, this isn't those kind of things aren't usually normally available in college baseball. So, Teddy's done a good job in the last 3 weeks of the season. He's done a good job of getting lefties out. But Elder obviously did a great job there.
Coach, what was Winkler's?
I mean, he's been trying to pitch basically with what's called a stress reaction on the backside of his it's tricep, right? It's not really elbow. It's toward the elbow, but it's not anywhere near like Tommy John and all ligament area type thing. And he's been trying to fight his way through it, but he just didn't really. He said he's felt great all week. Felt pretty good in warm-ups. He didn't. By no means did he have his best stuff, even close to it. But he was throwing strikes, and then he threw the one pitch where I could see in his Danny Wheat and I could see in his body language that something was not right. Went out there, and we begged him to tell us that. He said, "I'm fine. I'm going to pitch with it." And then 2 pitches later, he felt like he felt something else happen, and so we'll find out whether if it actually fractured or not. But that's what happened.
Jason, the offense just couldn't seem to get a big hit when they needed it. Can you talk about the offensive struggles the last few days?
Yeah, I think we were trying a little bit too hard instead of just relaxing up there at the box and trying to do too much at the plate when we needed to stick to our approach, which is just driving the ball back up the middle. And we did that the first game against Oral Roberts, and I think starting against Dallas Baptist, we just started trying too hard instead of just sitting back and waiting for our pitches. We were kind of swinging at pitchers' pitches and couldn't really get any offense going.
Coach, I think there were 7 fly balls to the center field.
Some of those hit pretty hard. I mean, you define a fly ball by line drive to the center fielder. I mean, that's pretty good at bat. I thought, in the start off the first inning, Von Tunglen walks, Jansen lines into a double play, and then Josh crushes a ball. I mean, you got to give a little bit of credit to their center fielder. And again, it's a big park, and we're a club going into this tournament. We talked about we practiced all week. These guys will tell you. I mean, we hit a lot of fly balls as a team because we have some power, and so you're going to kind of live and die by that some. We practiced all week getting back in our park, trying to stay above the baseball, keeping the ball out of the air and below the bushes. But it's just it didn't work out today.
Jim, Rob had a lot of glowing things to say about you and your program. This is the second time you've been eliminated by him in his program. I wonder if you could he's trying to build that thing to where you've got this in a sense, in a lot of ways. Could you talk about where they're at kind of program-wise?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously done a phenomenal job. I don't know all of the restrictions at that place, but he's does a great job recruiting nationally. And the thing that they have in him is one of the great developers of players, a great coach. I mean, he really can identify weaknesses in players and make them better, I think. And they have challenge with weather. I don't think they have a challenge with facility. They have a good facility. It seems like they want to be good at baseball at Oral Roberts. The league certainly is something that's, they have to overcome all the time because they normally, RPI-wise, that's something similar to where we've been in the Mountain West. Got to play a great schedule and have a lot of pressure to win your non-conference games. But there's a reason they're 14 consecutive NCAA tournaments, and that's because they've had great coaches. And at least I hate to speak to the commitment because I'm sure Rob wants it to be better. Every coach, in that situation would like for it to be better, but I think it's obviously it's a sport they want to be good at. So there's some similarities there, but that's about all I know.
Jansen, can you talk about the Grand Slam and what that did to you guys mentally from an offensive standpoint?
It hurt. There's no getting around that. But, the game wasn't over. I'm not sure what inning that was in, maybe 6th or 7th. Definitely hurt. But like I said, the game went over, and I thought we did a good job of fighting until the end. Just didn't go our way.
Coach, will you talk about some of the seniors, Trent, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I just, when a season ends, it's really hard to come up with something to say to your team because you're within 90 seconds you're in the season, and all of a sudden the season's over. So really anything you say is usually forgotten. So you try not to, at least for me, I'll save my words for when we get a chance to meet maybe tomorrow. But in my opinion, the upper class, a guy like Trent and Jimmy and Jerome and Joe, those guys, Stephen Maxwell, those guys, their legacy at TCU is going to be what has happened over time, which has been pretty good. Super regionals and College World Series and winning 40 games every year and setting school records for attendance and just completely changing the face of the program. And so that's what everybody's going to remember over time. Right now they're just remembering everybody's upset at being 43-19 and hosting, being a 1 seed in a regional. But those guys have, they've helped change the face of our program. And they'll always be remembered for that.
I know you didn't expect Kyle to pitch much more than 5-6 innings today. So, but I'd like you to explain, gauge it. How surprised were you that happened first?
I was surprised he got hurt because I wouldn't have put him. We were completely under the impression, and no medical report is perfect. We were completely under the impression that he was going to be. We knew he was going to be less than 100%, but he was going to be able to manage it, especially if we pitched him this weekend. We were pretty sure he wasn't going to be able to pitch next week. And had we won last night, I would not have pitched him until we absolutely had to. He was only going to pitch an elimination game. So I can't. I'll say I was surprised because that I was under the impression that he couldn't hurt it anymore, but. But in terms of him being less than 100%, we knew that was going to be the case going in.
And just to be sure we're reporting this correctly, you said he had been bothered by a stress reaction. Was it in the tricep, you said?
Well, just in the tricep, kind of like the bottom area of the tricep, but down towards the elbow, whatever bone that is there. Yeah.
Take 2 more questions. Anything else, guys? Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.